Yeah, come on in.
Hi, Thorne.
Hi, Chris.
Big brother around?
No, I'm afraid your sketches are gonna have to wait.
Why? Where is he?
Well, he's at home.
Oh, planning a new wedding date.
Well, that's a nice thought. No, it's something about a meeting with the folks.
About what?
Well, it sounded kind of heavy.
What did?
Ridge mentioned some deep, dark secret that they've been keeping from all of us. He demanded to know what it is. Anyway, they called, and that's where he is.
A deep, dark secret. My God, what could it be?
No idea, Chris.
Would you say that again?
This begins with the night that you were shot.
You know who did it. That's it, isn't it? The police finally caught that no-good bastard.
All right, hang on, Rich. We're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Let's just begin at the beginning, all right?
Begin by telling me if I'm right. You know who the hell shot me.
Listen to me. I want to tell you what happened that night in September. Your father and I were in the living room, and we were talking about the family.
I had just mentioned to your mother how I felt everything was coming together for each one of you.
But I was specifically talking about Thorne. I was telling your father that I felt that he'd stabilized and that he'd developed a sense of self-assuredness where Caroline was concerned. That I had been concerned. I'd even been frightened about his state of mind those previous few weeks. And when Eric asked me exactly what I was frightened of, I told him. You remember when they published the first edition of Eye on Fashion? Well, Caroline's dad had a big party, you know, at the publishing house, and Thorne decided he wanted to make it a really special evening. So he took Caroline and Ridge and Brooke out for dinner. They drank a lot of champagne. It was one of those hot summer evenings, so they decided not to have dinner there, to come home and take a swim and to barbecue. Is to say, they never got around to the barbecue. They drank a lot more champagne. Especially Ridge and Caroline. Thorne had to put Caroline to bed. Anyway, he came down into the kitchen to fix himself a sandwich. I was there. I don't remember. I was leaving a note from Maria or something. And Ridge walked Brooke out to the car. She really, like Thorne, hadn't had very much to drink, so she was perfectly fine to drive. While we were downstairs, Ridge decided to play a stupid adolescent prank. He went into Thorne and Caroline's bedroom and got into bed with Caroline. He thought it was just going to be a joke, that she'd wake up and see that it was him and get mad and chase him out, but that isn't exactly how it worked out.
Why the devil did you have to get into that with Dad? You know damn well I wasn't myself when that happened. Why do we have to get into this again now?
We have to get into this now, so that you will understand the magnitude of this secret. We've kept this secret for months. This is the only way that you are going to understand.
The bold and the beautiful. This portion sponsored by Coast Soap. In two invigorating scents. Coast, feel alive with Coast.
Thorne, you have no idea?
No, none.
Does Ridge?
No, Chris, I'm sure not.
A deep, dark secret? Are those your words or his?
His?
Well, what could it possibly be? that Mom and Dad would have kept from us?
Chris, I've stretched my mind in every conceivable direction. I've even wondered if maybe they went ahead through with that divorce and just haven't told us. Nothing, which makes no sense at all.
Well, shouldn't we be there too?
Let's just let Ridge handle it. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough.
A secret? Does it involve all of us? One of us?
Chris, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't know.
Okay. Sorry I asked.
Chris. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm the one who's sorry.
Thorne. Thorne, are you all right?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
No, you're not. Something's troubling you. What is that? Thorne, I want to help if I can.
Mother, I don't understand. Why was it necessary to rehash the one event of my lifetime that I regret more than any other? What happened between my brother's wife and me was supposed to be a harmless prank. It was the champagne that's the only reason it got out of control.
I have to tell you all of this. If you will let me, I promise you that you will understand.
Hear us out, son. It's very important that you hear us out.
Your father wanted me to explain exactly what happened after you got into bed with Caroline. Apparently, she reached over thinking that it was Thorne. She kissed him, and one thing led to another and got out of control.
My God. Are you telling me that...
Yes, they had sex.
And Caroline had no idea?
Caroline said she thought it was Thorne.
What happened next?
I guess the next morning, Thorne was, teasing her about being sound asleep when he came upstairs. And it was just at that moment that she realized she'd had sex, but it wasn't with Thorne.
Did Caroline talk to Ridge about this?
Yes. I guess he denied it. I suppose he was trying to do that for her sake, to protect her. But he had scratches on his back, and when she saw them, she accepted that. Well, she accepted the truth.
My God. How did she react to all this? She must have been devastated.
Oh, of course. I think on some level, she cares for Ridge, although she loves Thorne, and I believe she really wants to have a good marriage with him.
What about since then?
Well, it's manifested itself in sexual problems between the two of them.
Now I know why.
I still can't comprehend why the hell we're getting into all this. It's over, done with. This is all history.
Because I thought Thorne was upstairs asleep. Ridge. I believe that he overheard our conversation.
No, really, okay, I'm okay, Chris. It's just these headaches that come and go. They hit there like a jackhammer.
Do you have them often?
No, just the last couple of days.
What is it, tension?
What else?
You need to get away. You and Caroline. You're overdue for a vacation.
God, I would love that. But it's just not in the cards. Not right now.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
You and Caroline. Are you having problems?
Well, we've had some. But what couple hasn't?
Ridge?
No. Can't blame Ridge. He's been terrific. It's been more Caroline. She's been torn in two different directions. But she has no future with Ridge. He gave me his word.
to bed with me.
Honey, I'm starved. I'm just gonna get down and make a quick sandwich. It won't take long. Try to stay awake. After all that champagne, though, I don't think you're gonna make it.
This is too good to pass up. Just a little prank to put a smile back on your face.
You're back so soon. You also told me that when I realized you were next to me, I became aggressive. I think the words you used were that I turned on to you.
Yes, that's because you thought I was your husband.
But you did say that I was the aggressor.
Caroline.
Ridge, either I was the aggressor or you were. Now I have to know. Please tell me.
All right, yes. Yes, you were the aggressor. And yes, one thing led to another, and yes, everything got completely out of control.
And you didn't ever
I
intend.
swear to you, I didn't.
Well, I don't remember, Ridge. But if I did take the initiative, then in many respects, I'm responsible.
No. No. In every respect, I am responsible.
Well, I'm ready to put this behind me now, then.
The one lady more than any other I've never wanted to hurt. And it seems that's all I do to you. Cause you hurt. Pain. I'm sorry. No, I've had to say that too many times to you. Somehow I've got to prove it. You have my word, Caroline. I'll never cause you another moment's pain. Ever.
Ridge, you can no longer have the slightest doubt as to how much I love you.
No, Mother, you're wrong. Thorne couldn't have overheard you and Dad talking. That's impossible. Common sense would tell you that he would have said something, done something to me for what I did to Caroline. But he hasn't said a word about any of this. Not one word. Well, am I right or am I wrong? Thorne sure as hell would have reacted in some way if he had heard what I'd done to his wife.
Oh, I agree, Ridge. If Thorne overheard what we said, he most certainly would have had a reaction.
But he didn't. My brother and I have never been closer. For that, I thank God. And the last thing I ever want to happen is for Thorne to find out what I did.
Ridge, you need to be told everything that happened that night. Now, we know that Thorne went up to our room and that he took one of your mother's sleeping pills, a very strong sleeping pill, enough to assure him of a good night's sleep.
I went to the room to check on him. He wasn't there. I became very concerned. Eric looked for him all over the grounds.
And we found out later that he then went to the club where he had several drinks.
Who'd he go with?
He was alone.
Then why did he go?
Ridge, I believe that your brother went to the club because he wanted to obliterate from his mind what he had overheard.
What do I have to say or do for you two to understand that Thorne has never once, to this day, he has never once even so much as mentioned anything about that night? He could not have overheard you two. Now look, I don't know what you two are trying to prove, but I've heard about enough.
Ridge, you stay right here. Now, you listen to this. You have to hear the rest of it, now that we've gone this far.
Do you remember when you came home?
Yes, I do.
I asked you if you had seen Thorne, and you hadn't.
Mother, what is this leading to?
What I didn't understand, what I didn't realize, was that Thorne had come back to the house.
So where was he? He was upstairs asleep.
We wish to God that's where he had been.
I want to explain something to you. For a long time, I've had a handgun that I've kept hidden in a compartment by my bedside. No one was in the family supposed to have known about it, especially none of the children.
But obviously Thorne did know about it.
Ridge, he took the gun.
Good God, what are you trying to tell me?
He was well under the influence of the sleeping pill and the alcohol by then, Ridge. Thorne went outside with the gun, and he waited for you to come home.
You and I were talking downstairs, do you remember? Eric had already gone upstairs. The dog started to bark. You thought there was a prowler outside and you went out. I went upstairs. And the dogs kept barking and barking. I'll never forget, I walked over to the window. I wanted to see. I wanted to look out.
It was Thorne who shot me. It was my own brother. It was my own damn brother!
Jewelry provided by Stephen Dweck. Join us again for the bold and the beautiful